Protein, fiber, movement, water. That's it. That is what you need to focus on. If you are a woman over 40, stop overcomplicating it. We don't have time for that. We're too busy. So we're gonna focus on a high protein intake. I aim for 160 grams per day. I don't always reach it, but that's my goal. Fiber, I'm aiming for 30 grams, 25, and depending on where you are now is you're gonna slowly increment up. Movement, gotta do something. Even if you're walking, I think walking is one of the most underrated movements, exercise ever. So that counts as movement. And water. Drink your water. It does make a difference, I promise. Try it and get back to me. Let me know how it goes.
Okay, she's had her say. Now it's time to listen to mine. Now I know this is going to piss off an awful lot of health coaches, but guys, honestly, we need to move on from this. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. How many of you watch these reports on Facebook on a daily basis? You see this on social media. You guys go away, you take on this advice. You eat the high fiber, you eat the high protein, you guys are moving more. You're watching your calories. You're doing everything right. You're taking on all this advice. But you guys know fully well there's something not right. You're having these issues. Your gut is not the best. Your energy is not the best. You're having issues with your menstrual cycle. Your sex drive is not the same as it used to be. Your recovery time in the gym is not the best. You're not recovering well after your workouts. You know, you're getting tired when you wake up in the morning. You're noticing all these signs and you haven't got a clue what's going on. Guys, I'm going to explain to you what's going on. We're focusing on the wrong fucking problem, okay? We need to understand this very, very quickly. The human body does not need any fiber at all, okay? I don't give a shite what these experts tell you. The problem is very, very simple. We're not eating enough fat. Let me explain. Now, I know this is going to go against what we're told. So we're told on a regular basis that to get in shape, all we need to do is be in a calorie deficit. I used to coach this. So when we look at the 3 macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins and fats, what's going to contain the most amount of calories? It's going to be fats. So for every 1 gram of fat that you guys eat, you're going to have 9 calories. And for every 1 gram of carbohydrates and protein you guys eat, you're going to have 4 calories. So from a maths equation, it makes sense to eat the 2 macronutrients to have the less amount of calories. Okay? Now I used to coach this myself. I used to do this myself. The issue here, guys, is very, very simple. The body does not run off calories. The body runs off hormones. We all know we can get in shape in a calorie deficit. That's not the problem. The problem is simple. You guys can't sustain it. You can't sustain it for very, very long. So you end up losing the weight, but you put the weight back on. How many of you at the moment do this? You lose the weight, but you can't understand why you guys struggle to maintain your weight over a long period of time. And this is where we're all going wrong, because we're focusing on the wrong message. Now, if we're removing fat from the diet, guys, honestly, we're only asking for trouble when it comes to our health. Okay, this is what we should be all focusing on. I can't stress this enough. I can't stress enough how important fat is, okay? Fat is what we should be consuming, not carbohydrates. We can rely on 2 energy sources, which is carbohydrates and fats, but we should be prioritizing fat. Fat is so important, especially when it comes to our hormones. Fat is going to help fuel the hormones. It's going to protect the metabolism, and more importantly, it's going to help you guys heal, which is what we should be all focusing on. Because if you guys have done all the bad habits, you've been constantly under-eating, overeating, putting a lot of stress in the body, constantly putting your body through all this torture, all this stress, and you guys are not getting the results that you want, and you can't understand the reason why. It's down to your body not being healed the right way, guys. This is the problem right here. You're putting your body through a calorie deficit all the time. This is not what the body wants to do. You're only adding more stress. And the only way you're going to reduce this stress from the body is allowing the body to heal. And the only way we're going to do that is by adding in the macro that's going to help you do this. And this is going to be fats. So for any ladies out there that are doing this, you guys are eating less, you're moving more, you're following the guidelines. Trust me when I say this, it's only a matter of time before you guys hit a wall. You're going to end up quitting, and then a few months later you're going to feel guilty because the weight's going to come back on, and you're going to go again. You're going to go on another fucking low calorie diet. Guys, like I said at the very, very beginning, you need to move away from this. It's not working for a reason, okay? You need to understand this. You guys are not broken. It's not you. The problem is simple. The information that you've been given is wrong. I know this because I hear this regularly when I speak to women on a regular basis. I work with women on a regular basis, and these women are always saying to me that, Mark, the reason why I'm coming to see you is because I've done the diets. I've done the low-calorie diets. I've done the training, but I'm not getting the results that I want. And this is the reason why they come to see me, because they know fully well I'm not focusing on calories. I'm focusing on what we should be focusing on. I'm focusing on healing the body, working on the hormones, giving the body the nutrition it needs. I'm not giving people these fucking low-calorie diets because, as I said, this is a form of starvation. We need to move on from this. So going back to what this woman said in the video, I'm going to agree with you on a few things. Movement, water, common sense, yes, that's what we should be focusing on. When it comes to protein intake, yes, that's another thing I'm going to agree on. I say this to women on a regular basis, that as we get older, the one thing we want to be focusing on is preserving muscle. We should be in the gym and we should be lifting weights, and we should be fueling the body with the right macro that's going to help us build muscle, and that's going to be protein. I'm never going to argue against this, but I'm always going to have this argument with you people that when it comes to fibre, we don't need any fibre at all. What we should be focusing on is adding more fat to the diet. Write that down.